Hello my beautiful creatives and welcome back to my channel, Knotty by Selassie. This is your girl Selassie and we're just going to continue with part 2 of the Crochet Basics beginner series. So we ended off the last part with the single crochet. Okay, here was the original swatch and then here's what we did together. All right, and then now what we're going to work on in this part is the half double crochet, which is a step up from the single crochet. Okay, so we're just going to work our way up and then we'll have one more part for the double crochet as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Roll your wrist and let's get started. So again, you're going to need your stitch markers, your darning needle, your scissors, and your crochet hook, which again we're going to be using the same hook, which is the 4.25 millimeter, which is also a G if you want to know what letter that is. And let's go ahead and get started. So we're working on, and I will go ahead and zoom in, that way you guys can see it better. Alrighty, so this is, let's go back. This is the single crochet that we worked on in the first part. And then now we're working on this, the half double crochet. So if you look at it, here's the difference. And this is using the same hook for both of these swatches, and you can see how much bigger it is just because the stitch is a little extra more than the single crochet, so it makes it a bit longer for the swatch. Alrighty, so again I am using this Lion brand yarns Re-Up, and this is the color Sunflower. And if you ever get yarn, they always have details on the back in regards to how you can use the yarn, like what you can use on it. Like example for this one, this means you can't iron it. So it's going to have different instructions for each type of yarn. And then it has 4 on the bundle. That means it's a 4 worsted weight, and you can actually use a 4 crochet hook. So you could use a 4, 4.25, 4.5, 4.75, or you can even use a size that's bigger. You don't necessarily always have to use the size that's on here. But we're going to go ahead, get our color going. Let's see. All right, just grabbing the yarn. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the side. So this is how you just want to make just a regular knot. That's how I make my knots, but there's definitely lots of videos on how you can make different types of knots, so it's up to you. And I just hold my hook sometimes like this or like this. It just depends on how I'm feeling, just so you know I don't aggravate my wrist or anything like that. So in order to start, we're still going to do the same amount of chains. So you want to go under the yarn, and then when you're pulling through this loop, you want to put the hook, this here, you want to put that down before you pull up. Okay, so it's, this part is up now. I'm going to scoop it, face it down, and pull up. So right now, whoop, get it in focus. Right now we have 2 stitches. Okay. Then you're going to keep going till you get to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So we've got our foundation row. Here, and remember, again, we're not going to start by going into the V's. We're actually going to go into the back ridges only. So you want to turn your work. So you're going to turn your work here, and then just want to hook it. So for the half double crochet, what's different than the single crochet? The single crochet, we just go straight into the ridge and then start. But for the half double crochet, we're going to get another loop on the hook. So it's like 1.5 technically. And then you go into the ridge. Alrighty, so you go into the ridge and then you pull up another loop. So now we have 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook, and then you're going to loop through again and then pull that through all 3 of the loops. Okay, and then here's where you can use your stitch marker to mark that so that you don't forget where you landed. All right, so again, we're going to hook our yarn. Once it go into the ridge, sometimes it does go into both, but go into the ridge, then pull up another. So 1, 2, 3, hook the yarn, and then you want to pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so this one is going to be a little bit more practice compared to the single crochet, but it's definitely still going to be easy for you. Just work at it and you'll get it. So hook the yarn, 1.5 loops, go into the ridge. And remember, again, the foundation row is the most like tedious part of it, but you'll get used to it. Then you want to hook the yarn again and pull through all 3 loops. And I will go ahead and slow it down for you so you can see how it's done. So all right, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we just have 4 more to go. So I will go ahead and do that and meet you at the end. Okay, so now we are at the end of this row, and then just the same process as last time. You always want to go ahead and chain one, so this is always continuous no matter what crochet project you're doing. You always want to chain one and then turn your work, that way you can go the opposite way. So we're just going to continue the same thing, and remember the chain one does not count as a stitch, so we're going to go back into that same stitch, and now we're going to be working into the 2 ridges. Okay, so the V's, those are our stitches now that we're working into. So again, you hook the yarn, go through, pull up 3 loops on your hook, hook the yarn again, pull through all 3. Go ahead and continue this all the way till you get to your 10 rows. And then remember, when we get to this end right here, sometimes it looks like the work is perfectly straight, but don't forget about that last stitch right here. That's why we have the stitch marker. Okay. Oh, shit. All right, so if you want to make sure that your work stays, you know, straight and doesn't go diagonally, you want to make sure that you use your stitch markers. So we're going to go ahead into that last stitch right there. And then if you want, what you can do, just take the stitch marker. You can either leave it out if you can see the stitches clearly now, or you can still bring it up to the next row and just keep following along with the stitch marker. Okay, so chain one, so for me, I just like to take it out and leave it after that first row, depending on what project I'm doing. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and continue all the way until row 10. You can do it, and I'll meet you there. Again, don't forget the end here. All right, this is the chain one, and this is the stitch, the last stitch. Wiggle it through, and then there you go. And remember, even if you know it looks a bit sloppy or crazy or too small or too big, remember all of this is just the beginning stages. So practice makes perfect, and you're gonna get it after you keep continuing, and you will be the bomb. Okay, so just keep going, and it doesn't matter if you have to undo some stitches or anything like that. Just go at your own speed. Ooh. Guys, so now that we're here, we're going to just continue the same thing. Let's just go ahead and keep building up till our 10 rows. And remember, at the end of each row, you're going to chain one, turn, and then continue back the other way. I will keep doing the same, and then I will meet you guys here at the end and show you guys how to darn in the end so it can look seamless. See you guys back here. Alrighty, now we are on our 10th row. Then as always, you want to chain up one.
Alright guys.
Bye bye.
See you.
Then you cut the yarn. And tighten. And here are our 10 rows of half double crochet. Yes, honey, you did it. Yay. So this is the same. See? So half double crochet, 10 rows, and now we are going to darn in our work. You just want to wiggle it through. Doesn't really matter how, just make sure it gets tucked in between the stitches. And that's baby Senyo, right on time. Alrighty. Just want to go back. And you never want to go back through the same direction or else it's going to unravel your work. So skip one. You just want to go back. There you go. Then you just cut the excess yarn. it. So go ahead, stay tuned for the next part, which is where we'll be working on the double crochet. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you. Make sure you like this video, comment, and let me know if you guys want to see any specific stitches or anything like that. If you guys are beginners or intermediate or experienced, I can show you guys whatever stitch that you would like to help out. And just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Knotty by Selassie, and also follow me on social media on my Instagram at Knotty by Selassie. And my brother is playing with my... Okay.
What's good?
This is completely YouTube.
How you switch the camera, bro?
Wow.
How you switch the... Put the camera on me.
All right, guys. Bloopers.
Put the camera on me. Put it on me.
I'm about to put my fist on your face.
How you put the camera? Ladies and gentlemen, I know you see me all...
Bye.
all swagged out.